All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Let me, okay, welcome to today's afternoon session for Trading Buddies. And voila, I appear. Right. So I actually have a surprise for Alexis. And probably this is a project which I did last night while I cannot sleep, and this morning. Yeah. So for those of you who want to know how boring I am, this is exactly how boring my life is. If I cannot sleep, this is the kind of things that I do. Yeah. So just give you okay lah. I don't want to string you too much lah. So this is actually what I done from last night to this morning. So while I cannot sleep, then I decided to come up with a trading system. So it's basically using three indicators, and yeah. So I did a rather simple back test on it, and it looks rather okay to me. Yeah, but I will not do further back test. I'll chuck it to Alexis and see what she wants to do with it. Yeah, then if she deems that it has potential, I think so. Let's leave it to her whether she will update you all or she will keep it for herself.
Yeah, good things of course we'll share lah. Just have to make sure it's not like trying to find me kind of thing, because it can be quite tricky.
No, it's not. Yeah. Okay, so actually before we delve into this system, let's give you all an update of what actually happened yesterday. Or rather, I'm waiting for. It's kind of funny for me to say this. Any of you want to actually update me what happened? What causes my stop loss?
I think it's same. I got the exact same. I was so annoyed. Something must have happened. That stupid long candle. Maybe too many of us in the trade.
Yeah, I think I went in for this candle. Was it? I forgot which candle lah, but whichever it is, I was stop loss in this trade.
Kiwi Yen I went in as well, and that tail took me out as well.
Yeah, I was like, what the week? I think it was Tuesday. Start the session with regret. Because I have 5 setups which I didn't enter, which are all in profits, and then had a winner for the week, which is not okay. Then had a loser for the week. I'm like, this is gonna turn out to be a mixed week for me. Yeah. But anyway, interestingly, I'm still not giving up on this test. Okay, even that there's a ugly week. Okay, I would say it's a beautiful week simply because this is just that apparent to me. Even on the weekly time frame, this is just that apparent to me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think it's because the interest rate they were predicting to change it to 0.5%, but they decided to leave it unchanged at 10 p.m. last night. I guess whoever woke up and saw this must have readjusted. Yeah, I guess it's probably the rate news that came out lah.
Yeah, definitely was something that so it's the interest rate lah.
Yeah, high chance because the one of the articles that came out about 4 hours ago, that was the earliest one. It says the monetary policy agreed to retain the current stimulatory level of monetary settings, keeping the official cash rate at 0.25. So basically they're saying that we decided not to change the interest rates. So the good feeling of the 0.5% is gone. I guess that's where the long tail came in to take us all out. I actually got taken out of my pound kiwi as well. Yeah, so I had 2 kiwi pairs that just got taken out by a tadpole tail.
Wait, so for kiwi, they're not going to raise the interest rate, going to remain.
Yeah, it's going to remain.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's just a knee-jerk reaction because overall, I think the kiwi is doing pretty okay. I mean, if you look at their COVID situation, their economy, it's kind of stable. They don't have like increased numbers. So I do think they still have upside to go, but maybe they just don't want to lead the market by being the first country to increase interest rates, because everybody is watching the US, right? And usually US will go first, then everybody else follows. So maybe they don't want to be they don't want to be first out of the gate, I guess. Probably from a cautious perspective lah.
Well, from my limited understanding, I mean, even if they're not going to raise the interest rate, I don't think it's particularly bad for the currency. First thing, it's still going to be cheap for companies to borrow money. And once they borrow money, that means business, they'll pump back into the business expansion or whatever they deem fit. So overall, I don't think it's particularly bad. Yeah. to me, this is just either, I mean, the way I interpret it is just for this candle, I mean, it's in relation to the previous candle, as what Alexis has mentioned yesterday, I don't think it's a particularly huge candle that I need to be alarmed of. I mean, it's just that it took me out, so I'm kind of upset. Yeah. But other than that, yeah. So if to me, how I interpret is as per what you have mentioned is if Kiwi remains unchanged with all things being equal, so there's no reason for Kiwi to actually particularly weaken or strengthen, then it should still be in this range.
Yeah, it should be trading like a normal. I think it will trade back to normal. I mean, if you compare interest rate across the board, right, at 0.25%, it is still higher than Australia. It is still higher than the Euro sector. It is still higher than the pound, I think. Yeah, it's still okay lah. I mean, it's not a big, and it's not. It shouldn't shake that much. I think this is just like those people who are trading the news, the knee-jerk reaction that came up.
Then actually, hey, what? So what if now that you mentioned that it's still higher than a lot of major currencies? I think Alexis will be familiar with this. I mean, this was a huge play a few years back, or maybe 10 years back, when the interest differentiation was a lot. So there was this popular forex trading strategy, which is really carry trade. Yeah. So does it mean that since Kiwi is actually strong, I mean, sorry, the interest is higher, then fundamentally speaking, it's much more advantageous to hold Kiwi over Yen. So there are better reasons to hold Kiwi.
I mean, technically, yes, if we are based on, in the old days, right, a lot of traders, they make their bread and butter from carry trading. So carry trading in a nutshell just means that the higher interest rate, they use the higher interest rate currency to earn the interest and invest it in the lower interest rate currency because it's cheaper, or they borrow from a lower interest rate currency because it's cheaper to invest in the higher interest rate currency. So it's just a play on interest differentials. But in this day and age, I think it's very marginal. So unless you get it really cheap or get it at the extremes, but I think a 0.1% interest rate difference, it doesn't really help compared to the old days where the interest rate difference can be almost up to 1.5%. Yeah. I don't think the carry trades are as popular now for trading. I think it is really still more of a commercial use. If you are in import exports from whatever country, right, definitely you will have to kind of hedge in a way. If the currency is cheap, you have to accumulate. If the currency expensive, you have to tighten your belt, because at the end of the day, your product is still moving. So I think the carry trade is really more for commercials who are trading it because of their import exports.
Okay. I was really hoping to find some support from Alexis. Doesn't seem like he's giving to me, because I was thinking if that's the case, this is what price is doing on a monthly chart. So this looks like cheap area to buy. So I'll go in 10% and all the way here. Yeah. It doesn't seem like you're supporting me, so I'll scrape the idea.
I mean, I'm still bullish on the Kiwi lah. It's just that it's just that.
Oh, you're still bullish. Okay, so 10%.
Yeah. I'm still bullish, definitely. And I mean, based on the monthly, like your monthly time frame, you can see the candle, this month's candle is already like 18, so half the month is gone, and it looks like a potential ring low on a monthly, right? Or at least it looks like a doji, or it looks like an indecision candle forming, which means there is the probability of the next month, prices will probably start to move in a direction.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I definitely am more keen to go along the Kiwi. I mean, we compare Kiwi to the rest, just compare economies lah. Okay, if you compare economies, who is healthier? Kiwi is still not too bad, I would say, in terms of government politics, central banks, COVID numbers. So in a nutshell, it is still doing pretty okay comparatively to its Euro neighbors, for example.
So with that in mind, actually, I'm still interested in the Kiwi play. Yes, I mean, I just can't ignore this. Neither can I ignore this. So at the back of my head, this is what I'll be waiting for. Ta-da! And hope I get my 13%
I am also waiting for the Kiwi. But I only have, I think, one more day tomorrow. If the setup doesn't appear, then I have to abandon this because I have an oversold indicator that popped up yesterday. So this oversold trade is only valid for one more day, which is tomorrow. If it doesn't set up by tomorrow, then I might have to abandon it already.
That, to me, this is ugly looking wedge, but yeah, just make do with it. So let's see whether this line holds and if price comes and does this.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I will of course try to find entries on a shorter time frame and hope there's no more long tail. Well, you look at that tail. If it's so annoying that tail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still shorter. I think it's H1 already. Maybe you're looking at 5 minutes.
No lah, no lah. I mean, H1 is probably enough to be like H1.
Okay. So let me go through my other trade setups. Euro USD, I've fallen. They have fallen. I no longer love them. So I'll just get this off my chart. I don't really have a reason. I mean, I can see this happening, but it's not exactly my trading plan. So, oh well, script that. Bye, love. It's causing me some internal pain.
How about pound kiwi? I mean, yesterday you were looking at pound kiwi, right?
Pound kiwi, yeah. I was looking at it and I don't know how to trade this. I mean, really, this is the area whereby I would love to having a position, but since I don't use limit orders, I understand some of the listeners, not players, sorry, some of the listeners like Sri, I think maybe Louis, would use limit orders, then they would benefit from this. But personally, I can't trade this as of now. Yeah.
But this limit order would have been damn useful in this move, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you park a limit order at this place, depending on where your stop loss is, should theoretically, I mean, if the stop loss is not so huge, then TP1 will already be in the pocket already.
Maybe I should start to do some back testing on limit orders as well.
Try it. Yeah. I mean, I don't back test on limit orders simply because it's a bit more troublesome compared to back test compared to stop orders and market orders. Yeah. But pound kiwi, I would definitely think it is still in the place. But just that this candle already reached the halfway mark, so I don't see it as a profitable setup. I mean, a 1:1 is ultimately not the kind of trades that I will go for. Yeah, and I still do think that price will do this. Yeah, but unless I can get it at the near extreme levels, then oh well, I'll just go and have my McNuggets. Nothing more to really look at for pound kiwi.
Yeah,
Aussie Yen will be something that I'm looking forward to. Let's see if it will show me some love for this week. Aussie CAD is also another pair whereby I can see it happening, but it won't be part of my trading plan. So I don't think I'll be trading Aussie CAD this week. Dollar Sing, nah. Yeah, I think for most of my regular setup, Euro CAD possibly if it happens. Yeah, I'll be holding on to my breath for this. Other than that, nothing much for me at 10. I'll be thinking of how to trade dollar Swiss in this case. Yeah.
Dollar Swiss. Actually, Aussie Yen is interesting for me. I'm just not sure whether I can get any traction out of it. Let me just I'll take a look at it. Okay, balik. I'm going to stay out of it because I had an oversold indicator pop out yesterday, so it might mean that I might be running out of steam for this.
Aussie Yen?
Yeah, Aussie Yen. I mean, on the hourly strategy does have a setup for short, but the daily RSI I have shows an oversold, so that makes me a bit more reluctant to take it in. But then it's also quite tempting because it looks like an easy TP1. So maybe this is like a small risk, small profit kind of trade in and out within the day. So I will come back. Let me see. I'll look at that a little bit more and see whether it's worth risking a tiny bit of pips there.
Louis was saying that there's a Aussie Yen at FIBO 50.
FIBO. I don't trade with the FIBOs, but it does I mean, I do have a Wave Rider setup, so it's just a textbook setup. It's a textbook setup, but it's the old rules lah. It's the old Wave Rider rules, which I still like to trade. You know.
And Louis, when you say didn't reach DR2 minimum level for you to stop, that's on which time frame are you referring to? From G-Ray, why do I avoid limit orders? No, I don't avoid limit orders. Because I'm doing quite a fair bit of testing on my own. So I started with ADW, which same as yours, so using stop orders. Yeah. So the thing is that stop orders, limit orders, market orders, when I test, if I got to test all three, it's going to be a bit troublesome for me. So I just make it a point to just test stop orders and market entry. It's just easier for testing. Not that I deliberately avoid it, it's just that I don't see a point implementing at this stage. Yeah. I think Louis' message is to you, Alexis. DR2, DS2 in H1, go to M5, buy entry.
No lah,
Okay,
M5.
y'all can be trading buddy at M5.
No lah, M5. I can tell you I don't really trade M5 lah. It's just once in a while, you know, look at it for fun. But I have learned my lesson. I do not trade the M5. It's too intense, and I think it messes up psychology a little bit. So good to look at, but not good to sustain for scalping. I don't scalp anymore. I don't have the temperament for it. Aussie Yen trade that Lloyd is looking at. So let me just check in. Okay, I am going to take this trade. Okay, but I'm going to take it at small risk. All right, let me just put the. Okay, I will take this trade at small risk. Okay, this will be a Wave Rider trade. And this will be a 21 pip trade. So I'm just going to put 0.33%. So not a very big risk. 0.3%. 0.3% risk. Shift 2. So shift 2. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move the stop loss. So I think I better put it 0.25%. And then this is a shift 2 trade. I'm taking it from 2 candles before this. And this would be a sell entry. Okay, so you can see my stop loss. Basically, what's my entry parameters? Let me just. I know Jeff does this to help. I hope I'm fast enough. I'm trying to get the hang of this. Okay, so this is a entry is. How do I see my entry?
Well, that's a dangerous question to ask. How do you see your entry?
Yeah, I mean, usually I just trade by this, right? Entry is 79.537. Okay, entry is 79.537. I don't know how Jeff does this. I'm so slow at this. Entry is 79.537. Okay. Stop loss is about 79.714, but I'm moving my stop loss a little bit. So what I will do is I'll wait for the trade to enter because it's easier. Then I will eyeball the stop loss and move it another 5 to 6 pips up, because again, we're talking about Aussie Yen. I don't want to be taken out by a tail. All right, so I will probably move the stop loss to somewhere here. So this is where my stop loss will go, this purple line here. Okay, and I'm really eyeballing it from just price action or where the candle. Just giving a bit of space on the top, and I will TP everything at here. Okay, the reason why I'm TPing everything is because this green line I have over here, it's a oversold indicator that popped out on the daily time frame. So what it means is I can trade this two ways. I can either go short here and TP over here. The moment I TP over here, I will wait for the first higher low, and then I will trade long for the next 2 days at least. So let's see whether this indicator is accurate enough, or whether this indicator turns out okay for me. Because again, reversal trades come with the probability of win rate for reversal trade is very low. So I'm just going to trade the strategy as it is until until the setup comes, and then again I'll jump in as and when the setup comes. So for now, this is my plan. If I can take TP off here, that's plan A. Plan B will be if I get a higher low, I will want to take this up to trade the retracement on a shorter time frame. If we look at it on the daily time frame to see the bigger picture, you can see that price is still bearish in terms of the big picture, but of course it looks like I'm due for a retracement as well. So what happens is, if today's candle is like a small candle, it could be a, what do you call it, a consolidation candle or the pause, and then it moves down like that tomorrow, or it could be a reversal, a retracement candle. So I'm trading this two ways. Yep. That's all I have. I think Aussie Yen.
Aussie Yen. Lexus, don't be stingy. Blow out your chat a bit.
Blow up my chart. Okay, blow up like that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the daily time frame lah. Daily time frame. So oversold RSI is at the bottom for me. But what I do like about this is this. Let me see. What I do like about it, right, is yesterday Lloyd was teaching us about the theory of weekly time frame, and I have one red candle and I have a second red candle. So does that mean tomorrow can go for short?
Is that
Or
his reference?
next week. Is this a next week got chance to short further? So, like you see, there's a lot of ways to think about it. So it's really about plan. Let's plan for this. So I guess this 1-2 days I will short to go long for retracement, but maybe next week we can continue short if Lloyd's weekly plan plays out for us. We'll try this.
I think for hourly, daily candle will work better.
Daily candle, but the daily candle looks like a, what do you call this, exhaustion? No, exhaustion candle, continuation. It looks like a continuation thing, where I think if you trade often enough, you will notice this pattern. You have one candle, then you have another small candle, and then you have another candle. I think I'm looking for this pattern. This is short side lah. Of course, long, you have the other way around. You have the small candle and you have the short. So this is a potential continuation pattern to the short side, potential lah. Which means that if this candle remains this size as of today, it means I've got a good probability that if it stays like that by end of today, it means tomorrow I might get a continuation pattern. So these are the couple of ways to plan for this Aussie Yen. But generally, I'll be more comfortable going short for this. So that's why I don't mind jumping in on the H1. All right, and the way I trade, right, I might have my TP all is at this bottom over here, but that's only if I walk away from the computer. All right, so I will TP at least maybe 50% of the trade, or even all the trade, especially if I'm away from the computer. If I'm not away from the computer, I'll probably close 50% and monitor it, or maybe just move my entry to stop loss. So again, I think trading is really about doing what the chart tells you. If the chart is telling you something, then I react to it. And because it's on a H1 time frame, so a lot more checking is needed. It's different if it's a daily time frame, then you just have to have a daily plan. So I have got an hourly plan. If later I am busy, I'm just going to take profit everything. But if I'm not busy and I have time to hang in front of the computer, then maybe I'll just eyeball it and move my stop loss here. Yeah, and see how let's see how it goes. Or if I get a higher low, if I get a bullish candle over here and my entry doesn't enter, what it also means is maybe I can trade the retracement to this level. And then when we hit this level, maybe there's a chance to go down again. So there's a two ways to go about it. So it's either a reversal based on a daily indicator, or it's just trade the standard strategy towards the short side. So I'm going to keep my options open.
I will wait patiently at 80 to see any possible entry.
80, so somewhere here lah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. I mean, I think even now as I sit in front of a computer, I'm still eyeballing this lah. Because you can see there is some there is some what do you call it? There is some loss in momentum towards the downside. So it could also possibly mean that I might be taken in and taken out in the stop loss very fast. Yeah. So if I'm not entered by 4 p.m., I might either cancel it and just wait it out for something cleaner and clearer. If I'm sitting in front of a computer, then I'll just like micromanage it until the entry is like entered, or yeah, you see what decision I'll make. Yeah, because the reason why I'm micromanaging this trade is probably because I have a conflicting setup. Right, on a H1, I've got a wave rider trend set up towards the downside, but on the daily I got a potential reversal setup. So already I'm a little bit conflicted in that sense. I don't have as much clarity, which is why I will watch this trade. Yeah, and if I continue having this uncomfortable clarity, then there's a high chance I might just cancel it, because it will just means that the market is consolidating and it hasn't and the setup is not quite right. So this is how also we stay out of trades that give back money to the market, because looking at how I mean, I expect to, when I place this trade like earlier, I expect to, in the next, I think 9 minutes, when we hit 3:30 p.m., I kind of expect to be entered already. That's how fast the H1 candles usually go, the momentum, right? And if I'm not entered yet, it could mean that there is a loss of momentum. So that I run into a chance of 4 p.m., I got a tail that comes up and then it goes back up. Yeah.
So
It could be something like this, right? You expect a short move, and then the next hour the tail comes and then it reverses and you hit a stop loss, something like that. I don't want to be caught into this, so I rather not take the trade. If I'm not entered within the next 8 minutes, or momentum doesn't come in, volume doesn't come in the next 8 minutes, I might just cancel the trade and eyeball it until 4 o'clock before I make another decision.
but that means, as your trading buddy, what I should be hoping for is you get trigger and then hit stop loss and price goes to 80.
Yes, correct. As a trading buddy, that's probably what you're waiting for. But I'm very comfortable going short. You see, it's just that I don't want to. I don't know. Maybe it's a girl thing. I would prefer to shop at better prices. So if price can hit back up to like Lloyd's $80, or even WS2, or even the previous high here, I mean, these are all good sale prices, shopping prices to buy in. So if I want to go short, right, these are the best prices to go short, because it gives the most leg room, right? I mean, over here is like it's not as discounted already lah. Maybe this one is a Christmas discount, this is a New Year discount, this one is just a normal price, which doesn't look as fancy. But if you can get into this area, there's so much leg room more to move. So it's, if you want to get like 13% on one trade, right, these are the things that we have to consider lah, to get a bit of leg room. Yeah. And you can see the candle. I mean, just sitting here looking at how this candle is moving and scrunching up just tells me that there's a high chance I'm going to cancel it. It doesn't, there's no pop, I want the pop. The pop is what gets us to my TP1 and get my entry safe fastest. This is a very irritating price move.
As for, I enjoy playing the bad guy. So let me. I'm not about to advocate anything yet, but I think probably this is something that Louis might share some light. Yeah. Look, I'm not familiar with Jeff's trading style nowadays. Yeah, 3 years back, I'm quite familiar. Nowadays, not really, especially with all his new entries. Yeah, but I'm familiar with my own trading style. And for those of you who have just learned my strategy currency strength, I did talk about one particular price action which actually favors quite a lot above all other price actions. Yeah. So, and this is gonna probably mess up Alexis a bit. No, not true actually. This is a price action. I think Alexis, you yourself clarified with me. No, sorry, not you. It was Dominic clarified with me. Yeah. So the one price action which I favor above the others is what I not very gentlemanly name it as huge S bar, HKB, huge S bar. So it's really this kind of price action. So what it means is that a huge S bar that appeared that engulfs the previous range. So it's really this time. So this will be a huge S bar, huge S bar, huge S bar. Yeah, so I rather kind of like trading this kind of price action. Yeah, so yeah, I'll end my story with that. Yeah, so a tight consolidation, there are huge S bar that pops up. Doesn't matter whether it's engulfing or a tail bar. Yeah, in my own personal strategy for CSM side, I actually quite like trading them. So, oh well, we'll see how that turns out. On the other hand, I'm gonna claim $10 from Alexis. I sincerely hope, because wait, how much did we bet on? I also forget.
I also don't. Oh, we bet Toast Box or Yakun, right?
Oh, those box, yeah. So this is actually happening now. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I did not adjust my chart. I did not change my chart. All the lines. This is happening.
I can still got one more day. Maybe tomorrow the thing pop back up, But yeah, I mean it does look like your setup is your setup is happening instead of the way it's setting up. So it looks like I lost the toast box meal.
I agree. You still got probably about what, 36 more hours before it before I get a free toast box. Who was with me? I think the listeners were with me, right? So whoever supported me, please type in your address now. Alexis will send to you.
What the hell?
I know Louis supported me, so Louis.
Okay, you get a free toast box too.
That's the power of a technician. Wait, Jen got that term, right? Technician. So I need to use another. That's the power of my 6 cents.
Nonsense, 6 cents.
Which is a nonsense. Yeah. So anyway, this is just purely for fun. It's just that it just so happened that this time I'm right. All right.
I think that makes the fun thing. I mean, it's quite boring if you're both on the same page all the time.
Yeah. Or what may happen is usually between me and Alexis, she's right for the next one day, and then I'm right for the next 1 week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, as per my role as a devil advocate, these are the 4 trades I'm gonna put forth this week. That I don't think Ainsley is coming in.
Not coming in. I don't know.
Yeah, I was expecting her, but since the last 2 sessions she did not come in, then I don't think that she'll actually come in.
Yeah, maybe she's on holiday too.
I know she's trapped in a room with her girls.
Maybe that's why she's not coming in.
Yeah. But anyway, so as per my role as devil's advocate, this is the first trade that I'm going to seek. That is going to point out Euro Yen. Right. So this trade actually does what do you call it? Grab my eyeball. So again, price is coming to what you call this level, 128. Yeah. So now doesn't look as a particular strong level from the recent. Yeah. But what really interests me is that you can see that this is what happens in the past. A bit of rejection. So might actually keep an eye out on the H4 to see actually to see if you can get a entry in. Now, because it don't hit my usual trading level, so I'm not exactly keen to get in that fast. Yeah. So if price, that's a 2 gate line, sorry. Yeah. So if price actually does this, break and a 1 bar retest, I'll be happy to actually get in and see what happens. Yeah. And in a way, it does pretty much resemble your Aussie Yen setup, right?
Yeah, it kind of resembles it.
Yeah, so we'll see how that happens for Euro Yen H1. But at least on the daily time frame, it does fit my criteria for looking at for reversal. I mean, just you can see that on daily price just plunge to this level. Yeah, keen to see if there's a reversal on that. The next trade that I'm looking out for is actually Euro Cat. Where's my Euro Cat? There it is. Now Euro Cat is actually the other way around. So again, this is a very, very nice level that has been held in the past. Several bounds, several retests. So as for yesterday daily buy, you can see that this is a very, very nice rejection. So if Euro CAD actually goes short, does it mean that CAD is actually strengthening? Interesting. So that's what I'm hoping to see happening. Yeah, again, you can see that there's actually bearish price action here. This is in fact a bearish engulfing bar, I would say. Yeah, but it is not prominent enough for me to actually jump straight into it. So I would want to see actually a test bar or a huge test bar of some kind. Then I'll happily jump in and grab the TP of this level. Yeah, so we shall see whether Euro CAD will give the setup that I'm waiting for. The next trade that I'm actually looking out for is actually USD SGD. Yeah, so the daily time frame. So I'm wondering if there's a retest that, as I'm speaking, will it happen? So let's see on the H4 side. Yeah. So within the next two candles, if actually this level holds, then I'm keen to get in. If it does not hold, forget about it. Yeah. So I can play a bit slack. Yeah, because since this is the last swing high, then any price action, reversal price action in this area, hopefully it closed above 1.36, then I'll be happy to get in. Now I gotta admit that the above three setups aren't actually looking as strong as I usually like them to be. Then of course there's Kiwi Yen. Yeah, we have been through that already. So again, Kiwi Yen just now I was saying that hoping for price to actually go up here. So for the next couple of candles, that will be interesting to see if H4 does and does provide that kind of setup. Yeah, in fact, price now is at 75. Yeah, so this would be appropriate for me to trade up. Yeah. So again, four trade setups that I'm looking to trade this today. Yeah, but I must admit readily that it doesn't, all those four, it doesn't look particularly strong to me. Yeah, so there'll be Euro Yen, Euro CAD, USD SGD, and Kiwi Yen. So Louis, are you missing Inslee? I'm still wondering, am I supposed to actually message her? But it'll be too late for now. So
yeah, so, maybe James will advise us the next week.
Or maybe I should ask Jeff. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I do agree with Louis is that Aussie Yen and Euro Yen. I do hope that Alexis get triggered in and stop out so that you get to a level whereby I can trade.
I will probably cancel because I mean, if I'm not comfortable with it, I'll probably cancel. So hypothetically, because the momentum is not there, it's really like 3:33 p.m. and the price has not moved from that area. So guys, I'm canceling the Aussie Yen trade. I'm going to sit on it, and wait for a long setup. My RSI indicator has popped up. So I rather stick to the plan. The plan is if I'm not comfortable with it, I'm just going to sit out. And it looks like the Aussie Yen setup looks exactly like the Kiwi Yen setup, because on the Kiwi Yen, it's got the exact same moves. And I also have the overbought signal. So I'll just show my screen real quick to explain what is it I'm seeing. So on the, let me see. Okay, so on this, let me go to the Aussie Yen first, which I just cancelled the trade. All right. So we have Aussie Yen and we have Kiwi Yen. I'm going to put it here. Okay, so Aussie Yen, and I'm blowing up the chart so you guys can see. Okay, so Aussie Yen, again, on the daily time frame, I got an RSI. So RSI is this green one that's appeared, and green because it means it's waiting for a long momentum. I do have a bounce off this area, so there is a probability. I was trying to trade this move, right? But this RSI indicator is here and price has not popped to the downside. So this should happen quite fast. And if you look at it, the Euro markets are open already. If I don't have enough momentum to pop me towards my TP, it will mean that the pressure, the support level here is strong enough to halt price in its tracks. So I'd rather wait for a long setup. If we look at the same thing, we look at Kiwi Yen. Yeah. It's got the exact same setup. I also have a RSI over here on the daily time frame. So I'm looking for a long move. I was in yesterday. All right. I actually went in somewhere here yesterday, but this tail took me out. So I do have a setup where price is doing this, right? Again, it's a very similar setup, which means technically I'm not breaking my rules if I trade this much. But you can see same thing on the Kiwi Yen, right? Even though I trade on this so-called, let's say, bearish bar, I want to enter here, but you can see the price, right? It's just not moving anywhere for the last half an hour. And we are trading during the Euro market open. There is enough volume to give us a decent sized candle. So what it means is the support level here is very strong. Price is really fighting not to go down, and we might get that pop to the upside, which will fulfill my daily RSI, right? So it will fulfill the criteria for a long move. So again, this two is actually mirroring each other. Maybe it's a yen pair that's holding or something, because the same yen is the common denominator over here. So both have RSI, both has a yen pair, both is giving the same setup. So I'm very cautious about jumping in because I don't want to end up with 2 stop losses. So I'd rather go for the bigger plan, which means stronger the longer. If the stronger time frame is telling me something, it is no. If the longer time frame is telling me something, it usually is a stronger signal than the shorter time frame. So I'm going to listen to the longer time frame. I'm not comfortable with a short trade on Aussie Yen. I'll wait for the setup to come, which is I'm looking for a bullish price action somewhere to tell me that the move has started, and I'll rather go long for both Kiwi Yen and Aussie Yen, at least for the short term. Okay, I'm more willing to go long this on Kiwi than on Aussie lah. Aussie Yen, my bias is a bit clouded by the Aussie dollar. Okay, I've been holding on to this Aussie dollar since last week. I've got 2 entries on it. I'm trying to see if I can get a 3rd entry in here. This is the entry that Lloyd caught me on. So basically, I am trading the daily time frame, but using using hourly entry. So it was quite painful for me last week, because last week you can see price last week just went nowhere. But what I have also is I'm trading the bearish flag pattern towards the downside. So I had a bearish flag pattern, and I was rewarded for it a little bit by holding out. And then I had another consolidation period again, which again rewarded me. So what I'm waiting for right now is to see whether I can take it further short, because my fundamental bias is still short the Aussie and long the dollar. So if we go on a daily time frame, what I am looking for is the weekly time frame. It already gives me this move, this number one, and then you had this consolidation over here, and I'm looking for this second move at least to somewhere here. All right. I'm not sure whether I can get the kind of momentum down, but this is something that I'm going to hold short for this pair until it reaches here. All right, and then when it reaches here, it might consolidate. Then that's where I will TP and escape from this trade and look for something else. So this is my slightly longer term game plan for the Aussie dollar. So being bearish on the Aussie means that any Aussie longs I take, psychologically I'm not quite comfortable. That's why yeah, that's the uneasiness I have there when I'm trading a plan. So I am already short on Aussie dollar. It's a little bit harder for me to want to long the Aussie Yen for a long time. So the Aussie Yen might be a shorter term play, right? But I prefer to go short on this. The Kiwi Yen, I'm more comfortable going long, so I'm just going to wait for a long for this one. So this is what goes on in my head when I'm trying to decide where to put my risk into. Pound Kiwi, I have already given up on it. It is too spiky, and it just doesn't look as it just looks too messy right now. So I'm also abandoning Pound Kiwi on the short side because it just looks way too messy. And on the daily time frame as well, it's if we draw the square, if we draw the the range square, price is I wouldn't say at the extreme. It is somewhere in the middle right now. So it's not the best place on the shorter time frame. I want to take it. I would rather take it from here or from here, right? But now it's in the middle. It's become iffy. So I don't really want to trade the iffy. I feel that we can find something better lah. So we'll look for something better as compared to that. Even though Pound Kiwi has appeared on the Wave Rider scanner for a long side, but it just looks too iffy for a long as well. So I'm staying out of this.
Seems like
And
today between you and me, there's quite a fair bit of uncertainty.
yeah, I mean that is not a bad thing, right? That is probably a signal that if there are a lot of uncertainty, it means that today is one of those days. The potential to get a lot of stop losses is there when we give our money back to the market. Yeah, so since you are also uncertain, again, it makes me a bit more reluctant to jump in unless I have clarity. If I don't get the clarity, I don't want to go in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I think the only other pair that I'm waiting for is the cat Swiss. So the cat Swiss was also a reversal trade from last week. Let me see my cat Swiss. So my cat Swiss is a reversal trade from last week, and again, it's from the daily time frame. I took a smaller risk on this, but I'm trying to scale in. So I couldn't find any, the last 3 days I couldn't find any way to get in. Today it looks like a healthy retracement, and I have a nice bearish bar right now. If the bar is bearish and kind of holds here, I am going to be keen on taking it to the short side. And my RSI isn't quite as I do have a RSI oversold signal as well, but I might kind of just disregard that because it doesn't look like a very fantastic RSI signal. It's just on one indicator. It's overbought, oversold. Yeah, so I do have room to at least WS2 to move. So I'm seeing whether I can catch that. Yeah, so if I have a nice bearish bar here, I will enter at the bottom of this bar and see whether I can shift my stop loss down to DS1 at least. Probability wise, I think DS1 over here is a good bet. I got a good probability of hitting this DS1. So I will take this candle at 4 p.m. If it remains like this, if it's a nice bearish candle, it remains like this, I'm going to put my entry under the bearish candle and try to pick up some pips over here, because my trade is already kind of safe anyway, so I don't mind trying to scale in another portion and see whether we can squeeze more out of this particular trade. This is cat Swiss. Other than that, I mean the euros look like there's some reversal indicators going on. I mean, it's really a very rangy day. So euro yen, I think, do you look at euro? Were you mentioning long for euro yen?
Euro yen, wait, I'm looking for reversal of Euro yen.
To the long side, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, then I will agree as well. I mean I'm just cheating, and I'm being lazy, and I'm going through the pairs that you called because it means that you have done your homework already, so I can be lazy a bit. Since I'm going to owe you a toast box, I might as well use your information, right? So euro yen, I have the same RSI indicator. This indicator is paired with W Williams percentage R. If you trade the flow, you'll probably be aware of this WPR thing, but I'm using old settings. I haven't changed these settings since like 2 years back, because I don't use it on its own 100%. I just use it as an extra. And all three indicators are indicating oversold, okay, which means that it's a good chance that even though there is technically a short setup on a wave rider, but it looks like a potential reversal, and I might already have my higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher low. It's confusing. I'm confusing myself sometimes. Higher low. Okay, so if I pop the zigzag indicator on, what it means that I don't know how to change the zigzag indicator, because this is not how I read it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong with the settings. Let me just take it away because it just makes me a bit blur then. Okay, but what my eyes is seeing is this. I am trying to see whether I can trade it this way. So price has already gone, okay, and then it's gone this way, and it's gone this way, and then it's kind of on a mini scale already finding support at MS1. So if this candle gives me a nice bullish bar, I will take it at the top over here. But it has to be a bullish bar. If it's like this nonsense bar, then I will wait. I'll be patient and wait for my proper setup. Yeah, I think that's all. That's all I have. I mean, nothing to jump in now, but some of the reversals really look interesting, and probably, maybe, hopefully, US timing will give us a decent way to enter 7, 8 p.m.
Wait, do you have any opinion on gold? I mean,
No, gold hates me. I just listen to Ainsley. Ainsley say go long, I go long. I blindly trade gold with Ainsley. Blindly. Okay, really blindly. I don't read about gold. I don't analyze it. I just use the chart pattern and wait for Ainsley's analysis. I trade gold the lazy way.
then I will share my opinion on gold for some. Actually, on Euro USD, let me see. Yeah, so Euro USD on H4, actually, this will be a nice double bottom to trade if any of you caught it. Yeah. Otherwise, on H1, I mean, this is just in reference to Louis, what you're saying. Yeah. Otherwise, on H1, I will actually wait for price to do this before I attempt anything. Yeah. So that's just my opinion on Euro USD for now. Now, as for gold, last week, what did I do? Yeah, I was happy to actually catch gold on last week on this bar, and I already closed most of my trades already. Yeah, what I'm waiting for is for price to actually break this. That was an ugly line. Let me try again. Wait, someone's mic is actually interfering. It's quieter. Yeah. So gold, this is actually the area where I'm waiting for. Already TP at this level, so quite a good trade for me overall. Essentially, technically speaking, I'm still bullish on gold. Just that fundamentally, I'm bearish. That's two different views altogether. Yeah. So what I'm waiting for is for gold to do this. Then I'll be happy to actually jump in again. The original plan was for me to scale in. Yeah, but I kind of got spooked up when I see there's a bearish engulfing bar that appears on the level whereby I want to trade. Yeah, every time when I want to trade from a level and I see a bearish a reversal price action, I tend to get spooked up, especially if especially if it's my original trading plan has already been fulfilled. Then I'm like, okay, I'll just get up. It doesn't. I mean, whatever that comes from above a 3R is just additional coffee money for me. Yeah. So I don't mind getting spooked out at such a level as long as it exceeds my original trading plan. Yeah. So really, I'm just waiting for price to do this. I'll happy to get in. If it goes short from here, I'm just going to ignore. Yeah, because this is not a level where I'll be happy to trade short. I mean, it's just not part of my trading plan. Yeah, so that's just a goal view. Now, before we end off this session, I'm just going to grab Alexis' attention again to see if this is something that may interest her. It's based on a hourly chart. Again, I've done this when I'm half awake, half asleep. Yeah. So I'll just pass you the template later on and see whether you are keen to do anything about it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it as it is.
Okay, then I will play with it and I'll let you know.
Yeah, so it actually consists of three indicators. One of it will be you should be quite familiar with it. I'm using RSI4. Yeah. So the first candle, which is just look at the candle color, that should actually indicate the trend.
Is there a Heiken candle?
No, it's not a Hikanashi. Yeah. This is not Hikanashi candle. This is another candle. Yeah. So it's Juric candle, if you're familiar with the indicator.
Gosh, something new to learn. Okay, can. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
Maybe trading buddies can patent this because it's going to make us 10% a week, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, the candle actually does determine the buyers or sellers is in control. I mean, not necessarily a trend, but who is in control, buyers or sellers is in control. Then the second indicator on screen, which you see is the SSL line. That will determine whether there's a retracement or not. Yeah, so you can see that if price is following, if sellers are in control, then when the blue line appears, that means there's a retracement going on. So
Do the indicators repaint?
no,
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like it when they don't repaint.
yeah. So when there's a retracement going on, which is good for a trend, I mean, whether you want to add in a trend analysis, that's completely up to you. But for in this case, I don't add in a trend analysis. I just want to know who is in control. And whoever is in control, whether they are having a vacation, that means in the form of a pullback. So once they're having a pullback, then your famous RSI will indicate the end of a pullback. So I'm just using RSI 4 with a level 50. Yeah.
Okay.
So when the pullback is over, what the RSI tells me when the pullback is over, that means the RSI dips below the 50 level.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah. Then you can continue. What's your management from then? I think I'll just leave it to you to play about. Yeah. So you can see that this is the blue line appears. That means there's a retracement going on. Then RSI dipped below 50. That's this candle. So that's your entry candle. And that's your entry candle after a retracement. Yeah.
Okay, this is definitely interesting. I mean, it's on a H1, so I'm definitely interested to give this a shot.
Then you can see that bias is in control. There's a pullback, red line. Then this will be your entry, all right, RSI entry. So yeah, I'll pass you the indicators and everything.
Okay.
Then if there's good results, share with us next week.
If I give back my Aussie dollar gains because of this, then how?
Let me have a look at Aussie dollar. What is it saying about Aussie dollar?
Oh yeah. Let me know whether I can scale in. Let's just see if the Aussie dollar, because I'm trying to scale in, but I can't find a way to scale in. So, oh wait, Aussie dollar now is under retracement. Okay, that's about right. Okay,
Yeah,
so I will wait. So I will wait for it. Oh, it's already dipped below the 50 mark, which means I have a potential to scale in soon.
so that means the entry is actually this candle lah, but it's giving you another entry here.
Can. So 4 p.m. Okay, I'm just going to throw actual. Okay, I'll throw small. I'll throw in another 0.25% into this. All right.
0.1 lah. This is still a
0.1. I'll throw 0.1% into this, just based on this on my existing Aussie dollar to attempt to scale in using Lloyd's indicator. Okay, so I'm going to do that.
so, yeah, this is what I do when I bought or when I can't sleep.
Yes,
So,
and this is how Alexis gets summoned into trying all his weird stuff.
that's extremely true.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you for joining the session with us this afternoon. Wasn't really that informative. Yeah, because there's there's quite a fair bit of uncertainty between Alexis and me. So in this case, I would think for those of you who are not really clear on your trading directions, waiting up would be a better choice. Yeah, because I'm in absolutely no rush to get into my trades. Yeah, because as seeing that most of my trades are already TP. Anyway, I didn't trade them because I missed them. So I'm taking quite a hands-off approach as it is. Yeah, unless I have a really strong setup, then I'll be going in. So, oh well, we'll see how that performs. We'll see you tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll be back with what? Quiz. Yeah. Okay, so see you Alex tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.